So I've had the idea that I want to turn apples grape flavored, and for this we're going to need grape flavoring, which is this methylene, which is that. It looks like that, and that's apparently not toxic. So yeah, this is what we're going to use to turn apples grape flavored and other assortment of fruits and vegetables. So the idea is it's going to seep into the fruits and vegetables, we're going to soak it in it, and it'll become grape flavored. So methylene is basically from a certain type of grape, I forgot which exact one, but it can be made using this whole method. I'll explain in a second. It comes from petroleum all the way down to methylene. You can synthesize it. So what people usually do is they use bird stock, which basically uses methylene to detract birds, because birds hate it. It's like pungenty and like a bit bad of a smell, I think. But yeah, so I can't get that. So what I'm gonna do is I've got some methylene, 500 milliliters, I think it's 500 milliliters, and I'll do it in the same percentages as it is in bird stock, but with the rest being distilled water, and hopefully that'll work. Yeah. So here's what I'm making. So I have 500 grams of methylene, even though it should be milliliters. I'm going to assume it's milliliters. So if I have 500 of that and we're using 26.4, we're going to end up with 1.8 liters of liquid once we add the distilled water in the correct percentages. So yeah, 1.893, which is almost 2 liters, so that should be quite a lot actually. I think it lasts like 2 years as well, has a shelf life of 2 years. So this is some production processy stuff with methylene. You'll have to excuse the chirping and the thunder. But so basically we start at number 1. Before this here, you have petroleum, which is able to crack into xylene, and part of that would be O-xylene, which oxidizes into this here, phthalic anhydride, which you add ammonia and sodium hydroxide to, and that gets anthracic acid, plus phosgene gets to isotoic anhydride, plus methanol gets to methylene, which looks like this right here. So if we look a bit more detailed, this is what, there's many different ways to get everything, but this is what a summary told me. So that's the first section here. Blue corresponds to blue, so that's all trying to get down to anthracic acid, and this is once we have anthracic acid. Reacts with phosgene, isotoic hydride, the procedure, and then that gets down to the methylene. So here is some properties of methylene, specifically ones that let it be edible. So where I found it online, they list it as halal, kosher, vegan, and vegetarian. I think kosher wasn't certified, but the other 3 are. I think it says it's supposed to be food grade, but it might not be certified. It's 99% pure, or more than 99%. I'm not sure exactly how true that is, because it also says on there it's 100% pure. It has heavy metal testing, a bunch of other testing for other stuff. I'll find the data sheet. And it says it can be used as an ingredient. This is the specific place I found it. So because you can't purchase bird stock for less than like $100 or something, and it's probably going to be like double that in shipping, this is why I'm getting methylene and making it myself. So there should be about 26.4% methylene in bird stock, and then I'll make up for the 73.6% with distilled water. Yeah, I wrote that down there. So that should be good. Then we can make grapples, and we can make grawn, and we can make, I don't know, grape flavoured grapes. That'd be fun. Or grape flavoured. What else can we make grape flavoured? We can make grape flavoured, what do you call it, lettuce? That would be good because I've seen online stuff, specifically like porous fruits and vegetables that are full of sugar and water tend to work best. So yeah, here's the equations if you want to see that. Yeah. Welcome back to today's episode of What the Hell is in My Pencil Case. So we've got some chalk, a graphite rod, some shitload of eggs, enough, yeah, and some sodium sulphate. So I managed to purchase a whole ton. I have like kilograms of this stuff, but this is just in a little vial. So this is what I'm going to use for the electric hydrolysis instead of table salt. I've also got some distilled water, and then for the electrodes, oh, it's raining now, but for the electrodes, I'm changing out the copper, which has eroded into nothingness, to graphite rod. The tube was too expensive, so I'm going to cut this one in half and use it for the anode and the cathode. So the reason I'm going to use sodium sulphate instead of sodium hydroxide or other electrolytes for the electric hydrolysis is because I'm using a PLA container. Sorry for the rain noises, but sodium hydroxide and many other things like to eat through PLA and like dissolve it, but this won't because it's pretty much almost neutral. And so I'm also using a graphite rod here, which unlike copper and tin stuff can literally not corrode. So it'll be great. It's also a great conductor. Split it in half, doesn't have the highest surface area, so I want to actually use this electric hydrolysis for like to power an engine per se. Future project. Might need to get slightly higher surface area by getting just stacks of plates of stainless steel, but that will cost tons, and that's something for another day. So here's some distilled water that I got from one of these. Fun fact, Woolworths Marketplace sells klaxons and train horns, and I think also air alarms, or like bomb threat alarms, which is a bit crazy. But yeah, I've got some distilled water, and the way we're going to tell if it's really distilled is by a taste test. Alrighty, so pause here. Distilled water. Just try to put some. Let's see how distilled this really is. Just tastes like water. Tastes like bottled water after a hot day in the sun. It's like that weird bittery sort of. Yeah, that's water. I'm not sure what to say apart from that's definitely water. So this is the safety data sheet from the supplier. I'll keep the supplier's name hidden. But there's some safety stuff further up, and it basically just says eye irritation. I never get that because everything irritates your eyes, even the wind if it blows too hard, to be honest, or the pool if you don't go swimming too often. But anyways, here it is, right there, plain text. Slightly different formula than the one I was showing, but for some, I'm not sure how formulas work, I'm not that smart. So what it says here is, first of all, pesticides not tested. It's strange. However, heavy metals tested, so that's good. It is not natural, obviously. It is certified as kosher. I think I said this the other way around, but it is halal but not certified. I think I said kosher wasn't certified, but it doesn't really matter. It does say it is food grade. No modified material, suitable for vegetarian, vegan, 24 months stored correctly. But that is in an airtight container between 5 and 25 degrees Celsius. That's never going to happen where I am. It's going to be much more than 25 degrees Celsius for most of the time. Well, at least right now in this season. Free from food allergens. I think that must be how that works, because even though it comes from grapes, I don't think it's like grape. Yeah, synthetic origin, and it contains 0.1% tocopherol, which I probably butchered that, but I'll show you what that is now. So yeah, literally it is just vitamin E, so it's good for you. And I guess we should eat as much as we want. Here's the kicker, generally regarded as safe for use in foods. Very, very important. Here's some random stuff, none found, whatever that means. And it does say somewhere, yeah, here, should not be consumed independently, only as a part of a larger flavouring compound, which is what I'm doing. So that should be fine. And so the only, what do you call it? Only safety issue is eye irritation. We called it I2. This is the production process which they list. They apparently start with isotopic anhydride and methanol, chemical reaction, distillation, analysis. I'm guessing they do their 99%, which are also sometimes 100%, and they do packaging. So I went further up from this, on here actually, right here. Yeah, so that would be, they start with these two, but going from isotopic anhydride, you can go a bit further up, and you can purchase methanol separately. So yeah, so really if you wanted to, it'd probably be cheaper to just start with petroleum and go all the way down. But yeah, I'm guessing they start there. So some final stuff, it says requirement, but this is the same. Appearance, colorless to pale yellow liquid, whatever. Sweet, warm, floral, that's why it's used as, what do you call it? Perfume. There's things with little sticks in it. It's kind of used as that. Not that I bought it from someone that sells that, but anyways. Impurity more than 99%, good. And the other 0.1 stuff should be just vitamin E and like probably some random stuff. So good. I don't have access to things that can actually check what's in it, but I think I'll be able to do a chromatography at home with water, because this methylthranolate is a polar substance. I should be able to do it with a polar solvent and just some paper or filter paper, and I think it'll work. Or I can use acetone or methane, but anyways.